Okay, so how many of you have wanted to make a, had a document that maybe it was outdated, maybe you needed to update the date or typo or any kind of, no matter how big or minor the edit, but you find out that it's a PDF and you don't have the original source file. So unlike Word, as we know, PDFs cannot just be directly editable unless you have Adobe Acrobat. So, the frustration, understand it, I've been there. And so this is an alternative to Acrobat for editing PDFs. It is actually the Canva PDF editor, and you don't need to have Canva Pro for it, as I said. So you could sign up. It's a free account. So what it is, it's not just for it's not just a graphic design studio. It also allows you to upload your documents and edit them that way, and their accessibility check is actually very intuitive and streamlined. So what problem does this solve? Well, it kind of overcomes, the limits of other PDF editors, which, they can be costly, they can be, not very user-friendly. They can also be restrictive in the way that, they may not be available. They're a program that you download. They may not be cloud-based, whereas this is, and so it kind of solves that problem of needing to make changes but not having the original source file. And the way it does it, you upload the PDF into, it uploads it, and then you see like all the layers in it, and it's all done through a drag and drop function. So it has full design editing. So if your PDFs have a lot of images, this is the perfect tool for it. It works well. How many of you have have had the misfortune of trying to add an image to a text document in Word? Yeah. Workaround for that: add a shape and then add the image into the shape. So that actually that's a good workaround. But you can, so this one makes it so you can edit, you can drag it across, you can adjust the text boxes as needed. It's very intuitive in that regard. You also, even the free version has a good amount of elements and graphics. So it has pictures, it has videos, it has audio, it has graphics, it has icons. So you do have a generous library of that. Because, like I said, it's cloud-based. It's not something you can download it as an app, like on your MacBook, but it's completely cloud-based. So collaboration, all you got to do is just add somebody to your to the team, and it's shareable. And you actually have like an editable link that you can share for anyone. Best part, it's free. So you don't need to have the pro account. It's accessible for everybody to use who has basically anybody with a laptop. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. For those of you brought your own devices. All right, so take a PDF. First, we're going to take a PDF, import it. Then we're going to edit it, and we'll look at do the accessibility check and edit it accordingly. If you want to, you can add pages. You can, if you want to expand make the font bigger, you can add a page. You can do all that fun stuff. And then we're going to export it as a PDF. So, all right. So let's do this. In your browser, go to canva.com/PDF-editor. I'll give you a minute to get there. And it should be this. And if you scroll down, it's just it's an information page. It just tells you more about it. Okay. I'll play too. All right. So I'm going to go here. I think I downloaded a, yep. So I'm going to go here, upload, and it's the review schedule. The zoom function is here, so if you want to make it larger. So this is what it gives you. So this is what we're working with. And then go to File, Accessibility, check Design Accessibility. So let's see what it gives us. All right. So this is when you go to File, Accessibility, and do Design Accessibility, it's going to give you, it's going to open up this, and it's going to tell you the types of issues that are found. So the green check mark says you're all good. This one says, it's going to tell you, like it'll say, you know, contrast 35 issues, and it could be your text is too light, or it's you know, there isn't enough contrast between background and text. So this one, it says alt text. So probably the Trenton College logo does not have alt text. So what we can do about that, it actually allows you to fix it inline. So we go, you open it up, and then you do add alternative text. You can check this if it's decorative. So if it's something that is not supplemental to the document, awesome. So once I fix that, see now it says my document's good. So this is essentially when you first upload it, it's going to be in case like this. So as you go, so how many of you have uploaded? Let's see. All right.
You know here what is like I'm trying to address this. Like you know where
Oh,
it is.
increase font size to as well.
Yeah, but I don't know what it's trying to reference. See what I'm saying? Like flipping between those, I don't know where it is on the document.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, if you click it, yeah, it again it cases it when you click.
Gotcha.
So in some issues, it does one of the key accessibility. It's one of the three main ones as you see up there. Text size. For accessibility's sake, they do recommend that text be size 12 or up. Well, we know there's some exceptions. For example, if you're doing like a footnote or a page number, you know that's fine. You know, but just for standard for the main body of the document, it's strongly recommended. You do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
File. And then accessibility, and then check design. So then it does this thing. All right. So it found issues on alt text. So if you go,
This.
yep, click. So it shows you the element. So if you click the, yeah.
So it's just basically.
Oh, you're doing the notes.
Yeah.
Were you the one that asked that it's scanned it as an image?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what you can do though, you should have a kind of file. Should be able to extract no, that's find and replace. So what it is, if you need to change, let's say like a date, and that it appears frequently, you go find and replace, change this to this, and then so that way you don't have to go. So the best way, if it is for like image heavy stuff, you're basically going to take this, let's summarize.
So I already
summarize
have
these.
this. I already have what that means underneath that first layer is bold, writing, inaccessible word document.
Okay.
But this, once I write on it on the smart link, it's no longer over the document.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And then, so, I
So
don't
it
know
looks
about
like it looks like it saves as an image.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for this one, what you want to let's see. Would be all text, your best bet would be to so if you want to zoom in and do like maybe the key concepts and put that into alt text, basically summarize the page. Yeah. But like for now, because it is like a demo, so try to upload one that has like text that's not an image. Now, if it is an image, you should be able to, if you're editing, if you click on it, let's see. Okay, you'll have to open it up in a new design. So you'll have to open it up in a new design. And so if you have, let's say, a PDF page that has text, you're gonna make you all have a Canva account. It can be like a poster or a worksheet template. Then you do the blank one, and you're gonna open it up, and it's an image. And so what you're gonna do, it recognizes the image, and then you go to edit, and should have a thing that's gonna pull the text. Now, sometimes if the text is too small, you might have like some nonsensical. So it's good to like know what it says. All right, how's everybody doing? Good.
Yeah, I mean, my problem is that it's increasing the font size, but of course now it's overlapping it with other text, which certainly isn't accessible.
Oh, so now what you can do. Yeah, so now, so you just have to drag it because it's the way it is. It's like 3-column one.
I mean, I guess my question is, like, as much work as that's gonna take, I could have just selected and dropped it into a Word doc. And it probably would go faster than doing it this way.
Select it from here.
No, I mean, I could do it on open up the PDF preview, select the
Or like a
text and
pages.
drop it into,
Or like a Google Doc pages format.
I don't know about that, but
Mhm.
in Microsoft Word, you can
Yeah.
select all the text in a PDF
Yeah.
and drop it into a Word document.
Yeah, you can if it's unless it's like flattened. If the PDF is flattened, it's going to be just static layer image. It's going to read it as that, and that's when you won't be able to select text.
Gotcha.
So ideally, like, you know, if, let's say you have your resume, that's a perfect example of, you know, this kind of case. And so for this one, you can also add things. So here, if you open this up, this little menu, you can add text, you can add elements. So right here, you have text. This is this is kind of like the main toolbar. So elements, you want to add arrows, as that I have recently used, and these are subcategories. You can add additional text if you so choose. So on top of your page, you should have this little plus sign. If you need to add a page, like if the text is too long since you increased it, if you need to add a page, you should be able to just click it's the square with the plus sign, and then it's going to add a page right under it. And that's that way you'll be able to continue. Any questions so far? Text, grab text. Okay, so let's say, so let's work on this. So this one, you want to make sure you designate it as a heading. So the way to do that, if you're doing it manually, let's say you're, you know, you upload the thing, and you check the accessibility, but you know what you have to do. So you're gonna go here, click where the font name is, and then you're gonna click text styles, and you're gonna designate title. Now you can adjust the font size accordingly. We'll go that way. Yeah, this is just for demo, but yeah. So now you have your title. So that's how how in Word when you see those the text styles, you've got the heading, you've got heading 1, heading 2, you got title, you got subtitle, you got subtitle emphasis, all that fun stuff. So this feature, what I just did, that is the equivalent of that. So you want to so you're basically going to go where the font is, and then instead of font, you do text styles, and you just click it, and it's going to designate it as such. So let's say I want to make this a subheading. So that's how if you don't have any headings designated, that's how it's going to, that's how you're going to fix it. Any questions so far? How many of you are familiar with what you can do in Canva documents? Has anyone used it before?
No.
No? You have? Also, so basically, how many of you have tagged a PDF in Acrobat? Have manually did in full edit mode, went through reading order, tagged it, went through, providing captions for the figures and images, alt text. Okay. How many of you have access to Acrobat? So you're gonna see the function of what I just did, basically the equivalent of the reading order tagging. And what you want to do is let's say you have you have a lot of PDFs. Now that you have an account, you can always, if you go to edit, you can designate a font for all of them. So you can do that, and then you can edit and edit the font size, the style, and that could be like every time you log in and you're working on a document, and if you designate heading, it's going to know because it's going to be a preset. So that way you don't have to manually go and change the font every time. So now when you click the heading designation, it'll instantly do it. Any questions so far? Okay. As you're going, these kinds of things. So when I first uploaded, had these old PDFs instructor gave me, and I needed to update everything. This is one of the most common things. The layer that is basically all the vestigial stuff, like the background stuff, what you would designate as decorative image or background artifact. So the horizontal lines and dividers, that all, you're going to see that's going to be, because sometimes when you do upload it, and if it is divider heavy, at first glance, you're like, oh my God, that looks messy. But a lot of times what I've done, especially if, so in this case, she was taking something that was a table, and then she was just doing it, like top to down. She's like, there's no reason why there should be a table. So, I mean, I just did away with that. I just deleted that layer and then just restructured everything from there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I have a PDF and I've gone to all the trouble to make it accessible, but now, theoretically, anybody can edit my PDF and change my text. In other words, it's not secure.
Well, when you're doing it, designate view only.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's not
It
a
might
way
be-
for them to get
it might be
around that.
Well, that's one hurdle, but it's people find workarounds all the time.
Okay.
The best thing you can do. Don't think this one has. I know some of them, they're locked. Like I know in Acrobat you can have it to where like you have to put in a password to edit it. Canva's PDF editor doesn't have that function.
So if you designate this at view and then you save it, it'll, and then let's say, Chris, right?
Yeah.
Let's say Chris's PDF, they make changes in it, in Canva, and they designate as viewing, and then save that file then again as a PDF. It gets emailed to me, and then I want to go in, because I want to mess up all Chris's information. But if I re-upload that to Canva, since it was designated as viewing only, does that mean I can't do anything to it?
Well, the view only, it's basically like the read only version. So yeah, so that does protect it. So it's kind of like with Word when you open up and it's read only, and sometimes it'll have the enable editing, but sometimes it'll have the stricter hurdles. So there's been ones where I haven't been able to. I think it's like author protected.
So if I uploaded this file, then
Mm-hmm.
what would populate? Would it just say like, you can't edit this? Like what if I re-uploaded that to Canva?
So this one, you designate it as view and you share it. This means that they don't have editing capabilities. Now, if they download it, save it as a PDF of a different name, and then re-upload it, it will give them edit. So this only stands as far as your shareable link goes.
Yeah.
They can still mess with it.
Got it.
But you do have because this is what it's essentially now. If we created a link for it, it'll be a live document. But once you save it, it's not a live document, and they don't have access to the live document. So any changes they make is just going to be another version of it. It's not going to affect. So yeah. All right. How's everybody doing? Usability. How's the usability? Good? Intuitive?
Quick formatting question.
Yeah.
So like in the PDF I uploaded, I have a bunch of underlines from the original book too.
Yeah.
I've noticed that I can go into the text and I can like bold stuff, but if I try to underline, it just adds another line.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just a limitation of Canva not being able to extract that line, the original line? Because all these lines are original.
Okay.
Right.
Does it?
So then when I go to, say click on this one, and then if I go to the other one to try and take it away, it'll just add
Oh.
one on the top of it.
Oh, because it's not that line it's just a horizontal line.
Correct.
So it's not it's
Oh, okay.
reading it as a. So if you
Yeah.
try clicking on the line here.
Okay.
Oh, it's probably under the layer. But,
Should I try to do that?
so try. There you go. So
Okay.
it was under the layer.
Got it. So
you
then I can just get rid of this.
Yeah.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so underline text, when you first, you uploaded, depending on how it was formatted, 9 times out of 10 though, Canva will read it as just a horizontal line, so. Now, in Pro, you can password protect your documents, so it's not like this program's the Wild West, anyways. But in the free version, it's you can do the. But I know in Pro, you're allowed more. Okay. Just a little reminder. Oh, so this one. I pulled this slide from because it was relevant to this from previous training. If you scan this QR code, you will have the full instructions on checking accessibility. So when you initially upload a document, let's say it had like lines to fill, those, that kind of stuff. Any kind of underlines, any of those are going to be as a separate layer. So like how I demonstrated, I was able to lift like all the lines out of it. Especially if you have underlined stuff, it's not going to, it's going to register as a just horizontal line under the text. And if you're trying to get to it, and if it's not clickable, that means it's under the layer of text. So you'll just have to drag out the text box for a second, and then, do what you will with those lines, and then bring the text box back. So it works in layers.
Does it have the option to send back or anything in terms of layers, so you don't have to keep moving stuff around?
What do you mean send? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so.
Because if you move your text, then you gotta put it back, et cetera and so forth.
Yeah, so here, I can show you one. Here. Oh, what's that? There. So you're gonna go layer. It's just right click. You right click on the element.
Okay, and it'll let you send it back,
Layer.
which would get your line in the foreground, theoretically.
And then, so it's already sent it back, but here, the front, and then sent it back. So yeah, right-clicking opens up an entire menu of options. Now another one, you brought up a good point with the layers. You also have the option, you can view all the layers, and here you have a full view of all the layers in your document, and you can drag them around. So if you're working with a lot of visual components especially, but just so when you click, make sure it's got the purple outline on it. Otherwise, it's gonna open up just like your like the Windows options. But with this one, those are around it. You right click and you have the menu. So while you guys are playing around with that, a few pointers. In terms of font, I know sans serif font typically works better than serif font, especially the bidirectional like T. That one allows you to mess with the spacing and the spacing of the letters. So you can make the letters as far apart or as close as possible. And as you know, there's these bulletized. That's alignment. So this part is very familiar. Like you've seen that one. This is for transparency, adjusting transparency. When you look at effects, usually it applies more to the visual components. So, so if you're looking at like a more visual project, you can go into text effects. So if you want to do an outline or go full neon, you can do that.
If you have assigned alt text images in Word and save it as PDF, does that alt text go with it? Or do you have to
In Word?
From Word into a PDF?
Yeah.
Anything special about tables in a PDF?
Oh, the tables. So those, now, when in working with tables in Canva, one workaround that's good. You can take a table, and so when you're done putting the data in, you take the table, and then you can either save it as an image, and then re-upload it, send it to back, and put it as decorative. The text is still there, but the text is, so basically the way it'll read it, how you designate it, like, let's say you have, 3 columns. So it'll go left to right, left to right. So that's one good thing about the workaround.
Would a screen reader read the image then of a table?
So if you put it as decorative, because one thing that the screen reader kind of starts to flag is the tables that don't have, they need to have headers. So it's looking, so when it encounters a table, it's looking for, well, what am I looking at, So it needs the table needs a header. So now in Acrobat, you can do that. You can designate with the, so with this one, let's say we want to add a table. So let's explore. Is that it? Tables, there we go. All right, so there. We've added the table. So when we open up the menu option, it gives you how to do the columns, how to do, you can lock the table, you can even take it and convert it to like a Google Sheet. Now, alt text, you can do an alt text on the table. So what you can do, if you're just doing the table, you can mark it as decorative, and then anything you have put in there, the text can stay, and then when you just put it back in, send to back as a layer, and then it's just going to read it like that. Now, I have created tables here, and it's usually it passes. It's 100% accessible. So, but what I've done though is I mark the table as decorative, and then I just designate this as like a header too, if it's like the category, or even this. So you designated this as a header, this is a header, and the data is paragraph. So. Any questions so far? And are we on time? Okay, we got 15 minutes. So another thing I want to show you. Canva also has a PDF converter. So, and you just upload it. And these are presets that you're like, okay, so JPEG to PDF, you can do that. So if you have an image that is just text, you can do JPEG to PDF, upload the file, and it even has a document translator. So it's like the generous number of options of like free tools that it has. So that's why I decided to include all this. And so for these, create a QR code so you can bookmark those on your, I usually have the PDF editor. I usually have it bookmarked. If you go to just canva.com, it's kind of a convoluted way to find it. So you could just scan this and then you can save it as like bookmark it. So. Any questions? Yeah.
Were you gonna go over at all or review the save and sharing options in Canva?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're back. Okay, so right here you have your file. You can do a new design, your settings. So add rulers and guides. Basically, you can make the entire document. You can add a grid. It turns it into like a grid document for better aligning things. And it's basically, you can do custom or you could do there. So kind of looks like. See? And you can do as many as you want. These do not show up in print. They're invisible, but they're just there. So, you know, if you're making like a flyer and you want to make sure everything's centered and in place, this will be the way to go. And then clear guides. It does autosave. So with this, you rarely have to, you know, do like file save because it autosaves as you go, and it's cloud-based, so it's all online. So when you log in, the document will be there. All right, so let's say we're ready to export. So we go, oh, and if you need to revert some stuff, you can always go to version history. It's right here. That's if you, but you have to have Pro for the version history. So. But not for the download. So let's see. I'm gonna download, and so first when you do it, it gives you suggestions on based on the content that's present that you have on the document. It'll give you the most recommended format. Now, you want to select PDF standard, and do not check this because it's actually going to undo all the accessibility that it's going to flatten all the layers into a static image, and you can't highlight text, you can't do anything. So, oh, and here's the password protection. So you can actually password protect it. And if you're doing multiple files one by one, you can always save download settings.
For the share option next to download,
Mm-hmm.
on the top right from there, is that only sharing to people another Canva account? Or can you share that with someone, like someone's email who may not even have access to the account?
So Canva has what's called a public view link, and that's this one right here. So what a public view link is, anyone, they don't need a sign-in. So if you're like, hey, I want to share this file with you, they don't need to have a Canva account. So if you go here, and it just says public view link. With the copy link, they'll need to sign in and then you can do anyone with the link. This basically turns it into the public view link. And there it is. So here's the view only. So you share the link. You can do can view, but not edit. No, you asked about the view only. So that's how you would designate it. And then you do copy link. And it gives you, with the public view link, this is the one, they don't need a sign-in. The public view link is basically anyone with the link option. It's just a shortcut. Now, for the download, yeah, that's also, you can also download it by pressing the share one. And when you expand the menu, so anything that doesn't have the little crown, you can do. You can even do a QR code that links to the document. That's this one. And you could save it in Google Drive. So if you have Google Drive, it linked with here, and that is through apps. So remember this toolbar. So this is the main toolbar. These are all my external apps. But so you have apps here where so you could do Google Drive. So if it'll have you sign in to your Google Drive account, and then you can link it. So, and that way, when, you're like, okay, uploads, you can actually pull from Google Drive that way. Because it's going to be here. So your Google Drive is going to be here, then you're going to click it, and it's going to show you the files. And you can even directly share on social. So if you want to email somebody, instead of being like, okay, I'm going to copy the link, then I'm going to send it, you can just directly email it as well. So you don't have to, copy the link and then, so if it's just like, if you're just email, for a quick email, you can do that. Any questions? If you didn't catch it first time.
So to making things accessible, it's basically just labeling things as headlines, head and body.
Yeah. So accessibility, what essentially is when a screen reader scans the document and does the text to speech, it needs if you just have like mass text, just like paragraph text, it's going to say it doesn't have any headings, and you're like, well, how come? I have the larger font on top of it, but you did not designate it as a heading. So just increasing the font size does not make it a heading. You have to designate it as a heading. So that's what and that's one of the most common things that get flagged.
So I pulled up a more simple PDF, and so the title, I'm putting as a heading,
Yeah.
but it's putting it into 32-point font.
Oh, so you can still have the heading, you can still make it smaller.
Yeah, but when I make it smaller, like this,
Mm-hmm.
it takes it away the heading designation.
It actually, you will still have the heading, it will still have it, but not, it's just indicating that, that's the font size.
Okay, so how would I know that I designated it as a heading then?
Well, usually it'll have the little check mark.
But it doesn't, that's the thing that I'm worried about.
Are you saying when you, Yeah,
As soon
so
as I change it, it says
No.
it's not a heading anymore.
no, it does not mean it's not a heading. Once you designate it as it still reads it, but it's just that because you adjusted the font, if it's not exactly as this one, it's just not gonna have the check mark, but it's still going to read it as a heading.
But I would never be able to go back and check it.
Yeah.
Oh, did I make that change?
Yeah, you would have to, well, I mean, you can do the accessibility checks. If you're like, did I check this, and then you could do the file accessibility check. And yeah, so it did catch the fact. It really doesn't like it if font is smaller than 12.
Well, that's 32-point
Yeah.
though. I mean, that's.
No, with the
so-
font size, which is the most common one. But you can always adjust the presets. Sure.
I just couldn't figure out how to do that. I guess that's kind of what I was asking.
All right, in a few minutes, yeah,
Can you show me again where the heading designations
Uh-huh.
are?
oh yeah.
Like, let's say I wanted that to be the heading, where would I go?
So you would go where the font is. Right
So
there.
here?
And then go text styles. And then, yep, just go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you brought up a good point. So if you were to shrink that font, it's still because you still designate it as a heading, it still reads it, but it's not gonna have the check mark on it. So if you're like, did I do it or did I not do it? It would just, you would either have to check it again and readjust it to make sure, or run the accessibility check and see if it gives you anything on the typography.
So when you run the accessibility check, if nothing is labeled as a heading, it will come back and say you don't have a heading.
It'll say like the document structure. Okay. All right. Any questions? All right, so we're just about at time. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kristina Hansen. I am straight down the hall over there. If you go to Building G, you just pass me. I am in F210, and we actually have open lab for accessibility.
me like zoom it because things in the way. Ah. Ah. There. Okay. So we have accessibility open labs. The schedule is up through April. So the next one is Wednesday the 19th, 1 to 2:30, and then 4 to 5:30. I'm here 9 to 5:30 every day.
Is that lab chart, if it gets updated, is it also updated on your accessible resource page too?
Yes, because it's linked directly to the
Okay.
OneDrive. So it's linked to the live document. So if I make any edits on it, it's going to reflect.
Okay.
So now this is what this is. You can come in. We have 2 desktops. So if more than 2 people are, we'll have to move over there. But we have 2 desktop computers. They have Acrobat on them. So if you're more comfortable using Acrobat, you can even use that. And they usually faculty come in and they open up their materials, their documents. Usually they download them from Blackboard, or like, oh, this gave me a 30% accessibility, so they'll download the document, make the changes, re-upload them, and it's all good. So now those hours aren't set in stone. Like if you're like, okay, I got class at I got class at like 1:30 or something. You can come in at like 12:30. Like I'm there. The reason why these are the hours are designated is in case there's an appointment. The appointments will take precedence. So that's why, like, if you're coming outside of the lab hours, if people are there for an appointment, you may not have an available device, or you could bring your laptop. I have one of those tables. Seats 4 people. All right. Any questions? All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.